Morning, same to you.
Okay, the meeting is being recorded, colleagues.
Okay.
Yes. So I will be conducting this training today. We will be focusing on Google Apps for Education. So these are the free apps that are available on Google. They are available online. Once you have a Gmail address, then you have access to these free Google applications. So there are many of them, but we will be focusing just on the few, which I think they are more relevant for us as LIS. So this is what we will cover today. I believe that will be done maybe in an hour, 15 minutes if we are late. So this is what we're going to cover. We're going to cover the Google Drive cloud storage. So by the end of this training, you'll be able to upload your documents on Google Drive. And then we'll be able to create a Google Docs and share that document. And then you will be able to add collaborators on that document. Let's say there's a document that we want to work on and we are four. One is in East London, Mthatha, Butterworth, and Queenstown. So we can create this document and we can work on this document at the same time. So we can be able to collaborate. So it's one of the things that we will learn on how to do. Hence, we know that there is a need for collaboration. Let's say you are creating a manual. You can just create it on Google Docs and then you can work in different places. So you're working on one document to achieve one goal. And then we're gonna do the Google Forms. Basically, we'll focus on if you are an online trainer, how can you make use of the Google Forms? Let's say you want to share a register with the participants. How do you create that register and share that register and share the link so that everyone can have access on your register, whether they are using a phone or they are using a laptop. So this is gonna be more advantageous for the people who are conducting online trainings, yes. Or else, let's say you want to have a register. For example, we have created an online register for the NMD library. So the students there, they just scan the QR code and then the register is on their phones. They fill in the register and then they click submit. So yeah, maybe one would like to create an evaluation form. Let's say you were conducting a training and you want to be evaluated. So these are kind of the things that you can do on the Google Forms. Okay, let me go straight to the platform. So what you just need to do is to, let me just start from scratch. I use the Google Chrome browser and just go to Google. I believe that many of us, we do have Google accounts because there is no person who can use an Android device without a Google account. So you have to register your Android device with a Google account. And I believe most of us, we do have a Google account. So if you don't have, you can just indicate maybe by raising a hand or by typing on the chats if you don't have a Google account, if you don't have Gmail. But I do believe that most of us, we do have a Google account. Okay, so once you, let me sign all the accounts out so that I can log in. Okay, so once you are on Google, you need to log in. Once you're on Google, you need to log in. On the top right corner of the screen, you can see that there is a blue sign in button. Then there's Gmail images, and then there are those dots, 9 dots. So first thing, you need to log in. so that you can make sure that you are working on your account. So I'm going to log in on this one, Digital Leap. On this account, I need to type the password. It's gonna be and then you click on next. You must make sure that you sign in, you log in. Okay. Once you are in on Google, then you can see now that instead of that button that says sign in, there is D there. Normally, it's the first letter of your name. So because I've logged in with this account, Digital Leap, that's why you see D. If you are Lungile, then you will see L. Normally, it's your first letter of your name. Okay, then we have Gmail, and then we have got images. Gmail is an email for communication. Okay. Then the images, when you click on images, so it means you can search any images. For example, if I can say smart library, just want to check, then you will get all the images about your search. So if you can notice, most of the time, I like to use images on my presentations. So I normally search them here.
Okay.
Let me just go back. So you can see that here we are on Google Images.
Okay.
And then let me try and mute everyone so that we can avoid the background noise. Let's try and mute. Okay. So mute here. Okay. So colleagues, if you're having a question, you'll just indicate by raising a hand. Okay, let's move on to the Google Apps. So if you see that icon with 9 dots, those are the Google Apps. There are so many of them. There are so many of these apps, but I want us to focus on Google Drive. Okay, so we will just click on Drive. Okay, there are so many of them: Translate, Calendar, Chat, Meet, but we will just focus on okay, I've muted everyone.
Oh, it's been there 15, 16, 17, 11.
Lorna, please kindly mute yourself. Okay, so if I'm clicking here on this icon, I will find all these Google Apps icons. And then I want us to focus on Google Drive. Google Drive is an online storage, is an online free storage. So you can save some of your documents there. They normally give you 15 gigabytes of space. So the advantage of uploading your files on Google Drive is that you are saving your files on a cloud storage. So this simply means now that if you can lose your laptop, or if your laptop crashes, or if your laptop is stolen, then you will still have access to your files, because your files were not only stored on the machine, but your files were also backed up on the cloud storage. So Google Drive is a free cloud storage that you receive as long as you are having a Gmail account. So this is 15 gigabytes. If you want to extend it, you simply click here, buy storage, and then they charge you a certain amount for a year. For example, I've upgraded mine. It's 100 gigabytes because I'm backing up a lot of my files on the cloud, so that in the case of losing a laptop or my laptop crashes, I would still have access to my files. So even if I forget my laptop if I forget my laptop in my office, and then I want to do a presentation, then I can still log in on my phone, and then I can do that or I can share that presentation, because it's not sitting on the machine, but it's sitting on the cloud. So this is how you add the file. This is how you back up a file on the cloud on Google Drive storage. You click on the left-hand side, there is that plus sign. You simply click on the plus sign. Once you click there are options. The first one is a folder, which means you can upload a folder. The second one is a file, which means you can upload a file. Even this one is a folder, it means you can upload a folder. Okay, let's start by uploading a file. So you can upload your reports online, so that in the event of losing your laptop, but you will still have your reports and the most important files on the cloud. So to upload a file, you simply click on file upload. And then you have to select a file. You have to select a file from your laptop. For example, I'm gonna click on desktop, and then I'm gonna click on, I can click on any file here. Let's say I want to click on this one, on this article. So I will click once, and then I click open. And then you will see that it start uploading already. It has done uploading. So you can see that one upload complete. So if you click on this icon, it says show file location, then it's gonna show exactly where your file is. Here is my file, and it's highlighted. It's highlighted blue. So this is how you upload a file. So meaning that now this file is on the cloud. That's how simple it is, colleagues. So now I'm gonna show you how to upload a folder on the cloud. Again, you simply click on the plus sign, and then you click on folder upload. And then you select the folder. For example, I'm gonna select my presentations, and then I click on upload. Okay, now let me select a different file because it's already there. Folder upload, documents. I'm gonna just say EndNote stuff. So everything that is here, I'm gonna click on that folder and then click on upload. This will upload all the files from EndNote. Only do this if you trust the site. And then I must confirm by clicking on upload. So you can see there, it's counting, it's uploading, less than a minute left. I've got a total of 74 articles in that folder. So it's uploading, finishing. So if I come and click here on show folder location, then here is my folder, EndNote stuff. So this is how I upload. A file and a folder, colleagues. Before we continue, do we have any question? Is there anyone who wants to comment or to ask a question? You can unmute yourself before we proceed.
Proceed, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, And now I'm having my folders here, so I can choose, for example, I've got work, I've got my own stuff, and note, ebooks. So what I can do here, I can change the colors of my my folders. For example, for work, I can choose to use. Okay, to do that, you simply right click on the folder. So I can come here on change color, and then maybe I can select green. Then my folder will change into green. And then I come to my own stuff, and then I choose another color, red, okay? And then I come to another one, that one for research, maybe I choose purple. I just right click and then I select the color of my choice. And then now I will be able to differentiate my folders. So this is my Google Drive, everything is here. There is something on the chat. Okay, is there any connection between Outlook and Google Apps? No, there is no connection between Outlook and Google Apps. Outlook is from Microsoft, and then Google Apps are from Google. So these are two different platforms. I hope that I have captured your question.
Where do we raise our hands here, Lungi?
You don't see, but it's fine, Cooks. If
Yeah,
you don't
option.
see it, you can just
Yeah.
you can just unmute yourself, because
Yes.
I don't see it from my. But there's supposed to be 3 dots.
Yeah,
And
there are
then
these 3
It is
dots.
on reactions. It is on reactions. For
it is
raising.
on reactions. Okay, thank you so much, sis.
It's on reactions. I can't see these reactions. Okay, I'll see it later.
Okay, Cooks. You wanted to ask a question, Cooks?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, Cooks.
Yeah, I'm saying that as you have mentioned, that yes, it's good because really, even when you have lost even your phone, so all your maybe photos and so forth, they get lost, important information you need to have. So you usually store it on Google Drive so that even when you lose your phone, you can even recover everything. But for work purposes, what I can say, my input is that this is not, it's not good for confidential, high confidential work documents, because one is not even sure about how secured this is, because when you were presenting, I heard you saying that, indicating that not for whatever, for high security documents. What I get, my input is that this is a good platform, the Google Drive, because I even know, even from the phone, your information, if you have put your information there on Google Drive, when you lose your phone, everything comes which was in your phone. But for work, for confidential work documents, I don't think that it's good. For high, it's good for these the files and everything, but one wouldn't put the HR documents. I'm coming on the point of being a manager, put the confidential HR documents. I don't know what you can say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Cooks. No, you are raising, Cooks, something that is important. Yes. It only depends, Cooks, on if your password is secured. If you are sure that your password is secured, then you can save your stuff on Google Drive, because the only person who can access is the person who is having your land. your username and your password. So for example, let's say you go to an internet cafe, you just want to quickly print something, or you just want to quickly print something from your email, and then you log in there and then you leave it like that, then it means now your lento, now it means now your files are at risk. But if your account is being used by only yourself, then I don't see any problem in saving confidential files on Google Drive. For example, I'm saving my important files on Google Drive. Eitole, you have raised your hand.
Enkosi, Mr. Mdanyana. I think
Yes.
it is also good for those who are about to exit the university, because you will find that they are very frustrated when they lose their Outlook account. And then if they can store their things in this Google Drive, I think it is very good. It was just a comment. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I fully agree with you. Because if you are about to retire, or you are joining another institution, then WSU is going to delete your account, so you can save your files on this storage, and yeah, they will be safe, colleagues. Now, let's say you are a person who's having so many files on your Google Drive account, like those people who are having so many files on their desktop. So now let's say you want to look for a particular file and you cannot find it. So you can simply search your file here on search in Drive. For example, if I'm gonna search a digital script, and then I click on enter, then all the files with this name, they will appear on my top, or it will go straight to that file, digital script. Let me just say digital script writing training, okay? And click enter. So you can see now that it's highlighting exactly this file that I'm looking for. If I want to search for another one, I want to search for another one, it's gonna highlight exactly this file that I'm looking for. So meaning that you can simply search for the files that are on your Google Drive, if you want to do so. If there is a file that you cannot see, then you can simply search for that particular file, colleagues. Okay.
Sorry,
Now let's
one quick one. You have raised the issue of payment when you have exceeded the units you have been given for free. How does it work?
Okay. The payment, as you can see on my screen here, that here I'm having 3.66 gigabytes of 15 gig used. So this is the free storage, this 15 gigabytes that you get from Google. So if you want to buy, you simply click on this button, buy storage. And then once you click there on buy storage, here are the options. The first one is 100 gigabytes and you pay 290 per year. Then the second one is 200 gig and then you pay 390 per year. And then we have got your 2 terabyte, which is 1.599. You can either pay monthly or you can pay annually. So once you choose here 29 Rand, then you will have to enter like as you are buying an air ticket online. So you have to enter your credit card or debit card information, and then you pay online. So that's how you do it, my folks.
Sorry, that's a clarity. Is that a subscription? When you say that you pay $290 a year, so does it mean that you'll pay for that
Yes.
particular year and then that's all? And then if you continue the next year, the following year, will you have to pay again? Is that a
Yes,
subscription? Can you please clarify me on that?
Okay, yes, folks, it's a subscription per year.
Come in.
Or you can pay a subscription of 29 Rand per month. So this is a subscription per year. If you want to, if you want to use more space than the free 15 gigabytes that you have been given by Google.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Thank you so much, folks. Then, colleagues, you can also create. You can also create the background.
Ustima,
Hi, Lungile.
Hi.
Yes, Lungile. I just wanted to know, out of curiosity,
Yes.
could we say maybe as a unit, as a directorate, could we apply as a business for an account, a Google Drive that we can pay for and use all of us? How does it work? Are there business accounts also for this, or it's an individual basis?
I think, Mr. Cantore, there are business accounts when you want to do so. But in our case at WSU, we do have, I think we do have a space on Ulento. Email on Outlook. I think we do have some space on Outlook. So there is no need for us then to go and buy a space for our department.
Okay.
So
thank you.
yeah, I'm conducting this training on the basis of individual what interest. Okay, so colleagues,
Thanks.
another thing that you can do here after we have uploaded your file is that you can share this file. So for example, I'm going to share this one, the digital script writing training. So to share this file, what you simply do is to right click on top of the file. There are so many options here, but let's just focus on this one. So you can share by clicking on share. So if I'm clicking on share, I can type here the email addresses of the people I want to share this document with. I can click their email addresses here. So they will get an email. So on their emails now, if they want to open this document, I can share this document with any email address. But for you to open this, it's gonna send a link to your email. So you have to click on that link, and then before you access the document, maybe it will require you to log in, to type your Gmail account and your password. Then you will have access to that file. So for example, I can, let's just say I add a big RAM. And then on your right, there's an option here. There's a drop-down arrow on your right. You can share with someone as a viewer. They will only view this document. You can share, you can select commenter, which means if I'm sharing this document, the person can only comment on this document. They cannot edit the document. Or you can select editor. Then if you select editor, this simply means now that this person can collaborate, can edit this document, can delete whatever that they want to delete. and they can add whatever that they want to add. So if I'm creating a file and we will be working together as a team, so I need to click on editor so that you can have the editing rights. Otherwise, if I don't do that, then you will be viewers only, or you can be commenters only. Okay, so I'm gonna select editor, is fine. And then below you can see that there is notify people, and then there's that checkbox is already clicked. So this means that now this person will be notified, and I can type a message here on this box. Say, hi, Ms. Graham. Kindly collaborate on this document. Then this will be sent as an email to that person. Then when I click send, this document is gonna be shared. Okay. Share, okay, this message, share to a non-Google account. You are sending an invitation to, since there is no Google account associated with this email address, anyone holding this invitation will have access without signing in. Okay, it's fine. Yes, they must have access without signing in. It's fine. Share anyway. So I'm sharing that document with that person so that they can have access without having to sign in. So that's the first way of sharing the document. Then the second one, I'm gonna share it here on the chat. The second one is to click on get link.
Yes, because
The second one is clicking on get link.
Can you please unmute these people, Lungi?
Okay, good.
They are making noise.
Yes. Okay, folks, I've done that. Thank you so much. So I was saying, colleagues, the second way is to share by just right-clicking on the document. Okay, for example, there is this, which one must I share? Just looking at the document. Okay, maybe let's just share this one. I right-click and then I click on get link. And then people won't be notified. Changing the link option won't notify. Okay, it's fine. Then again, this is the link that I can just copy. And then the restrictions, again, I must click on the drop-down arrow. First one, it says it's restricted, and then anyone with the link, let me just say, anyone with the link will have access to this document, or else if it's restricted, only the people added can open this link. So let me just say anyone with the link is another option. And then again, when I am selecting anyone with the link, then again, this option appears. It's either I select you as a viewer, as a commenter, or as an editor. So if I select you as an editor, done, okay, selecting you as an editor, and then I'm gonna share this on the chat. I want us to open this link, and you can just type anything. Why is it not sharing now? Okay. Let me try and do it again. I don't know why is it not. Because I want to share a document where we can all collaborate. Just write your name. Get the link. I'm gonna share this link on the chat, and then you are all editors, and then copy link, okay, and then done. Gonna come here on the chat. Gonna paste the link. There is the link, colleagues. Kindly open the link. Start typing your name. start typing anything, and then I will be able to see that on my side. In fact, sonke sizoyibona lento esiyenzayo. Whenever there's someone, just scroll down below WSU and start typing anything. So now we are collaborating on this document. Can you please open the link on the chat? And colleagues, are we able to access this document?
Andazi noba ndim ndodwa na andiboni link mna apha kwi-chats.
Oh, ikhona ilink ebendiyisherishile. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't send it to everyone who's on the meeting. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, the technology le iyabhida.
Once we get it, uthi masithini, Mr. Mdanyana?
Yeah, you just type anything. You can type just type your name and your surname, maybe. So now I just want to show you now that we can now collaborate and work on the same document, and I can see it in real time. Yabon, Ubuntu ubhalile. Okay, Ubuntu, next to your name, can you just type your campus? So you can actually see me when I'm typing. I can see that Ubuntu now is typing in real time. Bona colleagues. So now, yeah. Okay, and then as you are typing on Google Drive, one other thing that you must note, you don't have to save. It's saving automatically. If you are typing, you don't have to work on your document and then save. You don't have to save. Automatically, it's saving. That's one of the nice thing about it. Also, there's another option where you can, on tools, where you can type using your voice. For example, if you click on voice typing, click to speak. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I don't know why is it not typing. I think there's a problem with my microphone. But you can type colleagues using a voice command. You can type using a voice command. You can try it from your side. Maybe it's going to work. Mine, I know that laptop has got a challenge with the microphone. So you simply click on tools and you click on voice typing, and then it says click here to speak. You click there. Then you start talking. And then as you're talking, it's typing for you. It's typing. And then you can simply then correct all the errors because the tool obviously is gonna have some errors, yeah, when on your pronunciation. So you can do that as well here on Google Docs. Okay. Now, do we have any questions, colleagues, before I can proceed?
Yes, sorry, long. Sorry. I missed that one of talking and recording. I missed that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, something disturbed me. I didn't get that one.
Okay, Brooks, it's fine. Okay, let me repeat it again. So I was saying, colleagues, if you are working on this document and then you want to type using a voice command. So you can simply open this document. Okay. Okay, when we are collaborating on the same document, okay, let's start with my books first. So here is my cursor books. So I was saying, if you want to type using a voice command, you simply click on tools. And then you click on voice typing. And then after that, you click, it says click to speak, and then you click, then you can start speaking. So when we are speaking, it's supposed to type using a voice command, but it's not typing from my side. You see, check microphone. Sorry, didn't hear that. Check microphone. So meaning that I'm having a microphone challenge from my side. But if your microphone is fine, you can just type using the voice command. You can speak and then it's gonna type automatically. Adeline, you want to say something?
Oh, but I was saying maybe you can try it and we see, but I heard you say that your mic is not correct.
Yeah, my mic is not correct. Hence, you can see here. Sorry, didn't hear that. Check microphone. I don't know what is happening with this microphone, but I know that you can do that. I normally do it when I'm using other devices. I once did this. Okay, colleagues.
A quick one, Lungile. Can you upload a PowerPoint presentation with a voice background, and then now share it maybe with students at some time? The one who are using the Google.
Yes, Cooks, you can share any file. You can upload that file and then you can share the file with anyone, with the students. You can do that as well. So
with a group of students. I'll tell you why I'm asking this, because I heard you when we were answering Adeline saying that you are doing it for personal use. But the way I see it, our students are using Google accounts. So this would be our advantage as librarians to communicate, to do our training with students so that we get the student whom we cannot get maybe through these WSU emails, even with the online books, with the databases, online books. You'll see that with these platforms, they have Google. The easier way for the students to access them is those who have Google accounts. So I see this as of good benefits to us to reach our clients, as I have indicated, even with the databases, the online, you'll see with EBSCO, but it will be easy for a person who's got a Google account to be able to access even these online resources off campus without even registering on my account. So you should not be hesitant saying that this is for personal use. This is for us to apply it at our work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Cooks. Thanks for that. Yes, I fully agree with you. We can use most of our students already there on Google. So if you have their email addresses, then you can simply share these files with those students. Thanks for that, Marcos. Let me continue, colleagues. Seems like we won't finish this training today, but yeah, it's fine. We'll maybe finish it sometime, even if it's next week or the other week, but I'll keep on checking our training schedule. Colleagues, now let's say you want to create a document from scratch. Here you can create a PowerPoint document on Google Drive. You can create a Word document. You can create an Excel document. So to do that, again, you simply click on New. And then now, instead of uploading a file that already exists by uploading a file or a folder, you can simply come here on Google Docs. This one is a Word document. And then Google Sheets, it's a spreadsheet, an Excel document. And then the Google Slides, it's a PowerPoint presentation that is created online. And then you can download it to your laptop later. Okay, let's start, for example, with a PowerPoint presentation. Let's say you want to create a PowerPoint presentation online. So you will simply come and highlight Google Slides. And then just as like on your PowerPoint that is on the laptop, you can create a blank document or you can create from a template. Let's create a blank document. So this is the document. This is a PowerPoint presentation. I would say LIS orientation. Say, I'm just making an example. So you can see now that I have created my slide. This is my slide. You can have your layout, your theme, your transition. Let's just select a theme. So that ingabi nguyelo lento lo white. Okay, now the themes are better. Let's say you just want to create a, let's select this one. Okay, so these are the themes. PowerPoint work. So nalapa you can just click here on theme and select any theme. So this is a presentation. You simply click on the plus sign. To add a new slide. You simply click this side, new slide. Okay, this is the plus sign on your left-hand side. You can click there. And I will gonna write outline. Then what are we going to have on this outline? Let's say Tetango. What topics can you suggest, colleagues, for an LIS orientation?
Library hours, hours of operation,
Okay.
arrangement of book on the shelves,
Okay.
OPEC, whatever, rules and
Thanks.
regulations, whatever.
Okay, thanks, folks. I think there are enough regulations. So, German typer, there is no need for me to save. It's saving automatically, as you can see there, saved Google Drive. So you don't have to save. So if now I'm done, if I'm done with this presentation, then I can simply share it. Okay, I can present it online or I can share it online. Most of my presentations, when I'm having online trainings, I normally do them on Google Drive and simply come here, present. So if I click on present, then it will be on the presentation mode. So it works exactly like PowerPoint that is on the laptop. Again, here on file, there are so many options there. You can email if you want to email this file. You can download if you want to download. Now, when you are downloading, you can download the file as a Microsoft PowerPoint. It will be downloaded straight to your laptop. You can download it as a PDF. It will be downloaded straight as a JPEG. So these are the file types that are available. Also, you can make a copy. Let's say there's a presentation that we have done, and then you simply want to change some few things. You don't want to lose that presentation. You can just click here and say make copy, and then a new copy will be created and you give it another name. Then that one will be kept as an original, and then you can edit the copy. And then, yeah. So to download, I said you just click here. I'm going to download this one as a PDF, so you can download in these formats. So if I'm downloading this as a PDF, then here is the file. It has been downloaded here. So if I double click, then this file can be opened as a PDF file. So I can start creating a document on Google Drive, and then later I can download it and have it on my laptop. Or else if I'm having a file on my laptop, I can upload that file on Google Drive, and I can also edit there on Google Drive, as long as it is on the editable mode. So if it's on Word, you upload it as a Word document, then you can, then it means you can be able to edit it online. Okay, so now you can see that I haven't given this a name. It's an entitled presentation. So to give it a name, I must simply click that entitled presentation on the top left to rename. And then I can type LIS orientation. And then I can press enter. Now the file has got a name. So if I come here on Drive and look for LIS orientation, I will find that file here on Drive. LIS orientation. Here it is. It's saved on the Drive. Let me check. Seems like there's a question on the chat. Can one be able to search for a song on Google Drive? Yes, if you have uploaded a song on Google Drive, then you can be able to search for a song on Google Drive. So on Google Drive, you can search for the files that we have created, the files that we have uploaded, the files that we have copied to Google Drive. So those are the kind of files that you can have access on.
Yeah, thank you. Just a quick one, Lungile.
Okay.
With regard to this, the one we have just made example of the library orientation, the question I was asking if now collaborating, sharing, if you want to share this file with our students now, not making a presentation about orientation, that would be online orientation. How do you create a voice attached to this with this Google Drive attached to this PowerPoint presentation? Because you know, with the orientation, maybe you prepare a slide and then you'll have a voice. That voice, to remember when I was preparing for the online orientation last day. That's what I did, the PowerPoint presentation with a voice with those, you assisted me on that. So I want to know with regard to this one, because you are sharing with students, you are not presenting this to them. You are sharing and you want to do an explanation at the back of your slides. Is it possible to do it here? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Cooks. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet, to be honest, colleagues. Normally, when I want to add a voice, I go straight to PowerPoint. So I create a PowerPoint on my laptop and then I can add a voice there. Then now that I have saved that as an MP4, then it's only then that I can upload it on Google Drive. I haven't done that before, so I still have to check, find the ways of doing it online, because it will be nice to add a voice here on the Google Docs if it's already, it's already uploaded here. It will be nice. But for now, the best way to do that is go straight to PowerPoint and then start adding your voice there on PowerPoint and then save it. Then you can upload it on Google Drive and then you can share it with the students. Let me check on the chat. Colleagues, I don't think we will be able to do, we'll be able to do the Google Forms today, because Google Forms is going to take another 30 minutes. Unless you are saying that we can continue with the training. I'm just thinking in the case that there are people who are having other commitments. The Google Forms is going to take us 30 minutes to finish. So what is your take? Must we continue or until 11:30, or should we stop?
When did we start, Lungile?
We started at 10, Cooks.
10, 11, 12, okay. But yeah, I won't say no.
Okay. No, let's continue, colleagues. I will be done by 11:30. I'm gonna try, because I think the Google Forms are very important. So yeah, that is how you create. That's how you create the Google Docs, the Google Slides, and upload. But now I want us to jump straight to the Google Forms. So again, you click on the plus sign on new, and then you go straight to the forms. And then there is a blank form, there is a quiz, and then there's a template. You can create from a template, okay? Let me start from the blank form. Let's say we want to create a register. We want to create a register for our students. So I'm gonna just make an example. Even this one is an untitled form. So I'm gonna rename it and say PNCL June register. Then below you can type the description, the form description. It's not compulsory, but you can do it so that whoever is filling in this form can get that description of what the form is all about. So I will say that this is for you to sign when you enter the library. So the Google form has got so many types of questions. Under entitled question, this is where you will type your question. On your right, you will select the type of question that you want to have. So for example, if I'm saying name on the register, someone is gonna write the name, then I must select short answer, because someone is just going to write their name. So this is a register, they will write their name. This is a short answer, it's not something that is long. And then if this is a required field, that means there must be a star next to this field. They cannot leave this field blank. Then I must click on this button, required. I don't have to save it, saving automatically. I'm done with my first question. To add a second question, I click on the plus sign on my right. And then I type here, surname. Surname cannot be a multiple choice question. So surname is gonna be a short answer question as well. Okay. And then if this is a required field, I must indicate. Okay, now I'm gonna add a new type of question. I'm gonna say campus on this one. Let's say there are students from different campuses here. Campus, and I don't want them to type the campus. I just want them to select. I'm gonna click on the drop-down arrow and click on multiple choice. Because a campus, you are either from Butterworth, and then below, I must just click below to add the option. Omani, I click below, say Mtata, and then I click below and say Buffalo City campus. Then I'm done. This is a multiple choice, so they don't have to type the campus. They just have to select, okay? And then if this is a required field, I must indicate by clicking on required. I'm gonna move on and add another question. So now let's now say we are going to add, let's say you're going to add a checkbox. Going to add a question with a checkbox. I'm just making an example, colleagues. Let's say now on this register, I also want to collect. I just want to collect some data. I just want to know what are they doing here. So what are you here for? Option 1, here to study. Number 2, to access Wi-Fi. Number 3, to meet a group. 4, want to use a computer. Okay. So this is a checkbox. I selected a checkbox because someone may be here to study at the same time they want to use the Wi-Fi. So it's not like they're going to select only one option as the multiple choice. So that's how it is different. And then I make it a required field again. If I want to add another question, I'm gonna click on the plus sign. Okay. Now let's say I'm done, colleagues. Let's say I'm done creating this this form. If you look on the top, on your top right, there are add-ons. There's customization of theme. This is white, so it means you can change the theme by clicking there. Let's say we're going to click on red. Then you can see now that my theme has changed. The background color, I can change the background color. So this is the background color. This is the background color. So the theme here, there is red, but the background color is gray. You can change the font style, but it's fine. This font is fine. It's just basic. This one is fine. Now, the next button there is preview button. If I click on preview, then I will be able to view the form, the way it will appear to the students, or the way it will appear to the person that I'm sending the form to. So you can see here, it's PNCL June register. This is for you to sign description. And then the first one is your name, then there's a star. The second one is your surname, there's a star. And then there's a campus, it's a required field, to select one. And then what are you here for? You can select one, you can select two, or you can select three. Then when you are done as a student, you can simply click on submit, and then I will get it from my side. Okay, what I will do now, I will share this on the chat. I will share with you on the chat. I want us just to make an example, just fill in. You can type, just fill in the register, and then from my side, I will show you how the responses appear. To share this register to your students, you simply click on send. And then once you click on send, first you can send it via email. Number two, you can send it via a link. Number three, you can send it via an embedded link. But in most cases, you have to share this as a link. So you must click link, you must click on this icon. Now you will notice that my link is very long. So it's a very long link. I have an option to shorten this URL link by clicking here on this checkbox, shorten URL. Then you can see now that I'm having the link is very short. Now that is short, it's fine. I can then click on copy. Once I click on copy, then I can share it on any platform. So I'm gonna share this one here on the chat. Please, let's just fill it. And then I will show you the responses from my side. I have shared a form. Kindly fill in the form. Okay, before you fill in, you can see now that there is no response, but immediately when someone is filling and submitting, then I will have one. Another person is submitting, then I will have 2, 3. I will have all the responses. If I was having 75 students, then I will have 75 responses. Can we then, yes, you can see now I'm having one response here.
Hello, Mr. Mtanyana.
2 responses, yes.
Hello. Okay,
Hi.
I have attended someone.
Yes.
So I didn't get, where did you get the register?
Oh, remember we created it from scratch.
From which platform?
From Google Drive, we used Google Forms.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you just click here, new, and then you click on Google Forms, and then you click on blank. Then it will take you to a blank form. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Deputy. I'm sorted.
Okay, sure. Guesses. Now you can see that now I'm having 6 responses, ne? Okay. These responses are fine. These responses are fine. I'm happy about them. Okay, ndicela ke ngosiphinde sijonge kweli cala. Now I'm gonna click on responses because ndifuna ubona uba ngobani abayifilishileyo le form. So I'm gonna click on responses. Now on responses, I can have the summary, I can have question, I can have individual. And you can also see that there is a button here on the top right, accepting responses. So meaning that for now, I'm still accepting responses because this button is on. Once I turn this off, you cannot, students won't be able to submit their responses. Once I turn it off, it means now you can no longer have, you can't submit the responses. It's now off. Normally they do it when they are giving, let's say you are giving a quiz online. So you can turn it on up until a certain time. Then at that time you can turn it off. Then no one can be able to respond. Okay, so now we are on summary. Question number 1, I can see all the names of the people who have submitted. And then question number 2, I can see all the surnames. Then question number 3, you remember that in that question, I was having multiple choice questions. So Google Forms can summarize this nicely for me. I can see now that out of the 8 responses that I have, these are my colors. This is blue for Butterworth. Hey, I'm colorblind. This is red for Komani. This is orange from Tata, and this is green for Buffalo City. So Google Forms is summarizing it nicely for me. I can see that 37%, if someone is asking me, okay, you were training these faculties, and then give us percentages in terms of these faculties. So a Google form will really work nicely for you. If you are training them, you will have a space where you are saying faculty, and then you provide all the faculties, and you make sure that a person selects only one faculty. So you select the multiple choice as a type of a question. So I can see that it's 37%, 37.5 from Umtata. If I'm moving my mouse pointer, it's gonna give me the actual number. That the actual number is 3 and it's 37.5. I move on to Buffalo City, it's 2, and then it's 25%. Butterworth 1, 12.5%. Komani 2, 25%. It's summarizing it very nicely for me. So, yeah. And then these are the responses. And then now the fourth question was okay, sorry. Okay, I'm very sorry, colleagues, I'm back. So the first one was not a multiple choice. So now you can see it here that those who are here to study is 62.5%. Those that are here to access Wi-Fi is 25%. There are 2 to meet the group, 3. So it's very, I think it's very advisable to use a Google form when you want to collect data, because it summarizes it for you very nicely.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes, Lungit, I was just, when you were busy starting and then I was, I'm very excited about the questions you ask about the students, where because that is the register. The
Yes.
title there is the PNSL register for entering the library. I'm very excited about the areas which we have touched, like access the Wi-Fi, to access the computer, to study and so forth. So because that would be for a decision making, like in these management meetings, committees, they will ask a decision maybe to extend e-library hours. You'll see that, oh, most of the people here, they come to access Wi-Fi. So if they come to access Wi-Fi here, whereas we can at least eliminate we can reduce the opening hours maybe by providing more Wi-Fi to the residences with regard to this coronavirus for decision-making purposes. And then it's very important, that for a decision-making. Now, like I wanted to ask the practicality of using it in the library in our situation, so that the students, when they enter the library, they maybe use their smartphones, or we have maybe a laptop in front of the library for them to enter, not to, because when they are answering the questions in the hostels, because the title of this register I've created is for entering the library. But now there was some diversion when you said that maybe during the training, maybe if they are there in the training, it can be used for the training. Yes, that would be applicable for them. But for when one enters the library, how would we, as reflected in this register we have created, how would the student, because we want the student to register when he or she enters the library, so that we collect that information. How could we do that? At least you will think along that when you're at your spare time, because during your presentation, I could sense that your register is multi-diversified, because even when you conduct trainings now in our context, because that would be relevant for us, good for us in our decision making with regard to this. What are the students coming for in the library, so that we can, even in our strategies, are based on the evidence we have collected. Thank you very much. You should think about that.
Okay, thank you so much, Cooks, for that. I've seen that there's a head. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Lungile.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I also have a question. And let's say I've been using this register for my training, ne?
Yes.
Then I'm supposed to make a report at the end of the term.
Yes.
Then how do I share the register with my, how do I attach it to my report? How do I forward this to my supervisor for proof that I've conducted this kind of training, the students that have attended? But
it's fine.
Our students used to sign, ne? Then when you're doing a report, you attach your printed registers. But then with this one, how do I share it?
Okay, no, I will show you how to do that. It's fine.
Okay.
Mama Chai, I've seen your hand. Mama Chai, you can unmute yourself.
Oh, thank you very much, Lungile. I'm sorry, I had another call.
Okay.
I wanted to say thanks to Brooks that when we are listening to all this training, in your mind, you locate it to our practical issues. You know, our university requires on our reporting, I think colleagues will attest to that from hearing from their managers that time and again, we are expected when I give reports about the usage of electronic resources to determine whether we renew or cancel, or the usage of our libraries when I need some extension of certain areas, I'm always asked to report, to give evidence of the usage of that, whatever product that I'm talking about. So this kind of a platform is gonna help us to assess our operations, assess our facilities, and be able to come up with informed decisions that are accompanied by data that can make us motivate effectively whatever we ask from our managers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That's yeah, that's very correct.
Your training is happening when I'm busy with another. I'm trying to develop my own survey, not depending on you, Lungile. So I'm just, whilst you are talking, I'm trying to create my own thing. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Colleagues, these are very important. Yeah, these are very important points that have been raised here today. So what I can say is that as a campus, you can just decide on what you want to have on your register. First, that's just draft it on the paper, and then you log into the Google Drive, you create it. And then, yeah, Ux is asking a very interesting question on how to share. There's so many ways of sharing, but I think maybe if we can go for this one, it would be nice. So this is how we can share this. This is how we can share this register with our students. So I said we click on, you just click on send, and then you select the link, and then you shorten the URL, and then you click copy. Then you can share it on any platform. But if you want the students to have access to this form whilst they are entering the lab, or whilst they are entering the library, then you need to create a QR code and print that QR code, or you don't have to print that QR code, but you have to display that QR code on the digital script, on the digital signage. Remember that there are digital signages that we have installed on the campuses. So you can create a QR code, and the QR code will be displayed on the screen. So what the student will do, they will just scan that QR code with their phones when they are entering the library, and then the register will appear on the phone. And then they fill in the register, and then they click on submit. We have done this for the Mthatha campus. I think I will show you some registers there. So to create the QR code, but I think this one we can just do it with our technicians, because they are the ones who will be creating the QR codes for the registers, and then they upload those QR codes on the screens. Your hand is up, ma'am.
Oh, I wanted to also say, for me as a faculty librarian, I know that, for example, you have your list of your lined up training programs, but sometimes during the course, in the beginning of the year, you are not sure which training is needed most by your students. You can develop a platform like this where you pre-assess their training needs, and then you give a script of what each training is all about, and then let the students assess or vote for the training that they require most. And then on getting your responses, your data, your pie chart will show you that the most highly needed training is this one. Therefore, it's going to be on my first quarter. The second one will be this, the third one will be that. That makes it so easy to collect. You do, even for example, whatever we are doing now, we should also presuppose that what your practical activities are the what can also lead you to write an article or present a paper about your experience. You see what I mean? So when you pre-assess the training needs, you get to know what do they require exactly, and then you train them, and then you do a post-training assessment. You evaluate to what extent did they learn. Then that gives you full data to have an article published on that activity that you did. So I want us to record that in our minds, because we, as our university is moving towards becoming a research intensive university in a technological advancement, impactful space, we also need to move beyond being those people, librarians that only report, but we report, write, present papers, 10 papers, and also publish.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want to lower my hand.
Sorry, look, still on the issue of the QR codes, because the phone number because we have said that, because that's what I'm interested in, because we have said that when a student, you can do that, and then a technician creates a QR code, and then when a student enters the library, one will have to scan using his smartphone, scan it on the what is that? On
the digital signage screen, yeah.
Or the digital signage to scan there, then so that it's recorded, and then that one will be filled. I mean, she can fill in the form later. Now I'm here. The issue of the smartphones, with our students. So it means that the one who doesn't have a smartphone won't be recorded there. How do we address that one? The issue of a smartphone. Yeah.
Okay, Cooks. We can share a link and a QR code at the same time. Those who do not have a smartphone, they can use the digital signage screen by just clicking on that link. Then the form will appear there on the screen, and then they touch the screen to insert their details, and then they can submit. Or else, if they are going to a lab, or else if there is a laptop or a desktop on the front desk, then that link can be available on that desktop if they don't have a smartphone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lungile. So this means that we need, as librarians, to capacitate our students more, to expose them to more of these technological modes of us accessing information, whatever. Because even with this one, students need to be trained on that. There's this form, and about this QR code, about the scanning, and even about the touching on that code for those who do not have smartphones. It means that now there should be intensive trainings. We should not take things for granted that students, they'll be able to know. It means that we should stand up on our toes and train students. This will be an intensive training. People should not undermine this, because that's where we should start. Thank you very much, Lungi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cooks.
I have a question. Okay, I want to know. I also want to know. Remember, I want to do my first question.
Yes. Okay.
And I have another question. This QR code.
Yes.
Will the students only have access to it when they are using WSU website, WSU internet, when they are within that WSU domain? Or will they be able to access it when they are using access internet outside WSU?
No, they can access the QR code using any network.
Any network, okay.
Yeah, as long as they are connected to the network, because this is web-based platform. So everything that we are doing here is web-based. So meaning that they can access it online, whether they are connected. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm not sure whether this hand is from the previous round or it's a new hand.
No, I wanted to just add on Cookie's questions, because I think I'm too much of a practitioner. Each time I'm listening, I want us to get something that reminds us of our local situation. The installation of these e-notice boards, even all the gadgets that we have in the library, we expect on the induction of students, even on your training guides, the systems technicians to be part of the induction, so that when you induct people, you start from the entrance, from the security and the entrance to the use of the gadget that they can use for notice boards or for anything to inside and to the people. You know, now our orientation booklets now are changing a bit because we need to tweak them so that they take consideration of all the gadgets that we installed in the library, including the digital script writing, so that when we grow and we increase and expand our technological advancement, the students also develop with us.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for raising up that. Here, colleagues, I just want to show you something. Last year, I did a training, Wise Up assessment. So I did an evaluation, and then I got 40 responses. So you can do an evaluation, like you want to check how satisfied were you with this training. And then this is a scale from 0 to 5, very poor, very good. Rate the trainer. How would you rate this session? Okay, so this is my form. I want to take you to responses so that you can just have a look. So how satisfied were you with this training? You can see that the 50%, that is 20, they are very satisfied with this training. And then I say rate the trainer. The 72% says very good. So you can do this as well. How would you rate the session? You can see that the session has been rated good and excellent. And then better is 7.5%. Rate your internet connection, you see. So yeah. And then at the end, you can also add a space for comments. Type any additional comments that you feel might be helpful to improve. Then these are the comments that they have typed. So meaning that you can also have that space as well when you are creating an evaluation or whatever that you are creating. So a QR code, colleagues, is something that is like this. If you can look here, this is a QR code. But I think let me just do that one with our IT guys, because I believe that they are the ones who will be creating these QR codes. So a QR code can be created and be printed on the paper, and then you can put that paper on a. You can then paste that paper on your notice board, or else, since now that we are having these digital signage tools, so let's just use them instead of printing. Let's just do everything online, colleagues. So yeah, we're going to create the QR codes with them unless one really wants us to do that. Let me go to Lona's question. Let me find a register. How do then, when I'm reporting, how do I attach this register? Okay. So I'm gonna click on this one. This is a register that I have created last year as well. So this register has got a name, a surname, email address, training date, faculty. No, I want to open it as a form. Register a form. I want to open this register as a form. So a form, you can easily download a form as a spreadsheet. Okay. So here I'm having 26 responses and I'm no longer accepting responses. So this is the form. So in order for you to attach this form, Lorna, what you need to do, on the top right corner of the screen, there is create spreadsheet. Create spreadsheet. You simply click there on create spreadsheet. And then Here we have got create a new spreadsheet or select an existing spreadsheet. Just leave it on create new spreadsheet, and then on your right, there's a button create. You simply click on that button. Now the spreadsheet has been created. These are the people who are on my register. So I can go to file, and then I can download this as an Excel document. I can download it as a PDF document. So if you want to download it as an Excel, you simply click on Microsoft Excel, or you simply click on the PDF. Let's say I want to download this as a PDF. I'm gonna click on PDF and click on export. And then this file will be downloaded. And then I can attach this file on my report when I am reporting to my line manager. That is the end of our training, colleagues, unless you have got any questions. I think from my side, I have covered what I want to cover. I'm still having to drive to Queenstown. I'm having trainings from today afternoon up until Friday. So from today, I think we are done unless you have got any questions, colleagues. Ma'am, over to you.
Lungile, I understand you've been giving us, we've been getting, at least once we get to 1 to 5 trainings, we should pause, né?
Okay.
And give people an opportunity to implement.
Yes.
After the end of the second quarter, that is round about, I don't know what's the quarters of the year this time around, how and when do they end. You do a post-assessment to all your trainees. You know, something in the digital trainings, there's good and bad on them. Ne?
Yes.
The good, you know, we get excited, we learn so much good, exciting stuff. The bad side of it is the adoption. I'm very, very, very strict about adoption, because these skills that we are getting now are the skills that are going to make us relevant and efficient and effective. So it's quite important that you train us, and then we use the skills, and then we give you a feedback. You do a post-assessment kind of, especially on the ones that you trained us before, even on LEAP guides, so that we don't get trained and then on my report, I report about the 100 trainings, and then on the implementation books, report about 2, another one none, and somebody else 0, you know?
Yes, yes.
I think for you to understand the semantics around what I'm saying is that we need to appreciate these trainings, and they are taking us on the upper edge as librarians. And you'll find that in the 5 to 10 years, WSU librarians will be totally transformed and different and sellable. And I don't know how to say it in good English, but marketable.
Marketable, yes.
Because they've got skills that we acquired, which most of other people don't get within their organization.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That's very noted.
Yeah, sorry, thanks. Thanks, Lungile. Thanks, Pat. Yes, I want to agree with Pat about what she is saying, because even myself, I've been worried because there are so many trainings, and you'll find that staff members, they go attend trainings and no implementation. And then after training, one should exercise, you should exercise and then implement what you have been trained on. And then one time, I think it was last month, the VC visited our campus, and she made mention of the fact that at least there should be 2 trainings attended by a staff member a month, so that we see the results of the training. Thanks, Pat, for raising that, because we've got so many trainings, and I doubt very much if staff members are grasping and implementing. So that after then Lungile has conducted this training, so it means that we should go back and then now try to go around what you have been trained on and try to implement it. And if you do have any questions, make a follow-up on Lungile. I mean, there will be no harm when you invite Lungile again, saying that, can you please do a refresher training, retrain on this, we didn't understand that, so that we have the good results at the end of the day. Thanks, Patch, for arising that, and also thanks, Lungile, for this training. It's good that you reminded me about this training. It's very good. It has been worth for me attending this training. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, folks. And ma'am, I'm so humbled by your comments. Really, they are correct and they are true. So we need to implement, colleagues. It's not very difficult to implement. As long as there's something that you are working on, you're going to have a training. Just create a register online as the way of implementing what we have covered today. And then, yeah, I'm always available, and the recording will be shared. So if there's something that you want to check again, you can always check the recording, and I'm also available for one-on-ones or for that particular group. Let's say you're saying, as these faculty librarians, we would like to have a recap on this area, then we can do that as well. Let's not forget where we have started, uploading your files on Google Drive. This will assist you to make sure that your files, you have a backup of your files on the cloud. So if you can lose a device, you won't lose the files. And then you can upload the folders as well. There's a free space on Google Drive. Now I have upgraded my space, so I'm paying that 200 and something per year, up to 100 gig, as you can see here. But I've only used 20 out of 100 gigabytes, so it means I'm still having a lot of space on my drive. So yes, colleagues, thank you so much for attending. I think we are done. Unless there's a question that you feel like I didn't respond to. Otherwise, from my side, I'm done. Thank you for attending, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.